Today is a special day. Who can tell me what March 16th is? Does anyone remember what March 16th is apart from Lisa? Yes. March 16th last year was when the whole way we operated changed. The way we serve the community completely changed. Now as I look around the room, and maybe we can pan around the room and show the staff here, some of you were here March 16th last year, and some of you were not. Some of you worked for WHAM and some of you didn't. And some of you were in the building and some of you weren't. Over this year, our staff has grown by 65%. What we have here is just some of our staff. This is not everybody. And when I say staff, I mean volunteers. I mean our incredible team. We have been so blessed to grow our staff team. Over that year, we have seen incredible dramatic changes. We have seen so much that has changed in our community and in WHAM. What it used to be was that people would come into the pantry and they would walk around the pantry. Remember those good old days, Verita? And we would have, maybe at a busy day, Susan, 90 people come through. That was a busy day.
Oh, absolutely.
Think about that. 90, we would serve 90 people in a day. And we thought that was a crazy day. Now, we're looking at serving. In fact, I saw the stats from last Friday, and it was something like we served
135,000.
Well, not last Friday. Last Friday was about 1,700, I think.
Right.
397
Yes.
families.
Yeah, 397 families. But the total, as Lisa just pointed out, is 135,000 people we've helped in the last year. And to give you a sense of how big that is, in a normal year, we would help 35,000 people. So we've helped 100,000 people more. 100,000 people more. So I'm going to give you a quick summary of the year as it was. So the first thing that happened is March 16th, this day last year, I was freaking out. I really was. I really was. Because I didn't know how bad this was going to be. And all I knew is that this store that we're in right now, our Second Blessing store, had to shut. Well, this is how we fund the ministry. And if you shut the store, you ain't selling stuff. And if you ain't selling stuff, how are we going to help people? Number one, freak out. Number two, freak out. We couldn't hold any events. We had all these events planned, like our dinner, our banquet, our run. We had all these things, and they all raised money so we could help people. And I will tell you, that's the moment where the CEO, where I was my loneliest. Because as the head of the organization, it's up to me. You all do incredible work. But if the organization's in trouble, it's up to me. And I realized, you know what? I don't want to have to lay anybody off. But I had no idea how I was going to pay for everybody. It was that bad. So I prayed. And I said, Lord, I need you every day, but I really need you today. And as you've heard from me before, and I'll repeat it because it's so important, God gave me two phrases. The first was, love your people. Love your people, the team, and love the community. And I said, all right, I can do that. The second was, tell a story. And I went, what does that mean? I've never heard this before. I mean, I knew what a story is. I have children. I've told many stories. I've made my kids giggle and slap their foreheads. I know what a story is, but I didn't understand what it meant. Then we had a realization. If I was going to love the community, I had to do everything I could to serve. As we saw the economy basically grind to a halt because businesses stopped. And you all know what I'm talking about. People lost jobs. Many people lost jobs. People couldn't find food. They couldn't pay their rent. And this was on a vast scale. The unemployment rate in Houston and Texas in America skyrocketed. It was terrible. Everything was, remember this, locked down. So I knew we had to love our community, man. We had to provide food. We had to provide financial assistance. We had to do it right now. So while the need, all the people who needed help grew, our revenue dropped. dropped. And I said, Lord, we got a massive gap. We need help. And I got a phone call. Actually, it was an email. Can you give me a call? I had no idea who it was. I represent a family in Houston that wants to help. No idea. And I mean that. So I called this guy up, and I remember it. And this was right when I was desperate, when I was praying, Lord, help me. And the guy said, I represent a family here in Houston that would like to help WHAM. And I said, awesome. He said, how much do you need? And I said, well, this is how much we're short for the next month. That's how bad it was. Like, I wanted to raise money just for that month. And I named him a figure, a large amount of money. And he coughed. And he said, that's the exact amount I'm authorized to give you. To the dollar. To the dollar. I didn't know who this person was. I didn't know this family. And I was just overwhelmed. And he sent the check. In fact, he delivered it. And we knew for the next month the Lord had us. We had our back. We were good. And from that day forward, we started working the drive-through distribution, which those of you with yellow on know all about. Well, in the early days, let me tell you, those that work the drive-through now, we had 50 different versions. We had it over here, we had it over there, we had entrances and exits were all over the place because we didn't know how to do it. We'd never done it before. We didn't know how to handle the traffic. We didn't have the church, which we now have at the end, St. Cyril's. We weren't able to use that. We just had a few tables set up, no tents. We just had a couple, like 4 or 5 tables. You remember this, Rita? 4 or 5 tables set up, and we put some boxes of food on there and kind of went, well, there it is. Help yourself. Don't hit anybody when you drive through. It really was crazy. And everybody was doing it. Because the store was closed, Chris and William and Juan and everybody from the store came over and helped out. All of us, including me. Usually I'm a keyboard warrior. And I was out there for many, many months helping. Sarah was there. We were all helping in those early days. Then we got word that the National Guard were coming. That was kind of wild. That's very, very, very unusual. So we had a contingent of National Guard. And Lieutenant Acosta, who may be watching this video because she follows us on Facebook, and now Captain Acosta and her team worked very hard. They were incredible. They became a really important part of our organization. And I can tell you, having a National Guard on the road doing traffic, no one messed with them. We had everything locked down. And then we had some incredible volunteers, people who step up like the Clarks and others who came every day. Every day were there helping us, providing help not just in their hands but with their funds as well. And they were really, really incredible. And then the Get Shift which is, you all here know what I'm talking about. You remember the day, the first day you started? You remember that?
Yep.
Came in, I remember that really well. You kind of walked in going, what's happening here? And Michael Cordu kind of led you, and we all sat down, and Lisa's like, I don't know what's going on here. And now many months later, you have become such a gift and a blessing to us at WHAM. You really have. Couldn't have done this without you. And so what happened is, as the community recognized that we were loving not just the community, but the staff. As the community recognized that through the stories we were telling, through video, through photos, through press releases, what happened is God blessed us because we followed His guidance. And now we are in a situation from the beginning where I had no idea, Lord, how we were going to pay for even the next week. We've raised $1 million more than last year at the same point in the year. I'll say it again. We've raised $1 million more than the same time last year because of God's gift to us. That is incredible. We have not just done what we did last year, we have far exceeded it. And what does that mean? It means we can help more people. 100,000 more people. And many more to come. So how have we done this with God's love and God's guidance? But with all of you as well. Those of you who are not here, who have worked remotely, and some who work remotely for a season. Those volunteers who aren't present and staff who aren't present today, I count you in what I'm about to say. But you really are the heroes. Each of you are my heroes. When the mayor gave us the proclamation and said this day is WHAM Day, August 18th, I think, he wasn't talking about me. He was talking about all of you. I'm not the one that does the work. I may be the one that represents us sometimes, but it's all of you. You're an incredible team. And you really are the WHAM heroes. You really are. So I want to finish by thanking you on this anniversary of 1 year for the incredible work that you do. Each of you, whether you're the newest staff member in Adriana, or one of our older staff members in Susan and Marita. I don't mean old as in age, although I could say that. We love you, Susan. Ella's like, whew. Or the blessing of Lisa, who, those of you probably know this, but she started with WHAM when she was a little girl. We did not contravene child labour laws. She was helping out as a volunteer with her parents. And then she actually went on to eventually become chair of the board and now a director of client services. We are so blessed to have Lisa and Sonia. How many years now? 19 years. So we really are so blessed. And I want to thank each of you. You are the heroes of WHAM. So as you head out into your day and the work today, I want you to remember this. God is a good God who cares for you even when it doesn't feel like it's going to work out. We are a living testimony that God looks after those that serve Him, listen to Him, and act. Amen. Thank you very much.